All right, let's talk about renewing and regenerating sales in your business. Month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year, regrowth and regeneration is something that we know we need in our business. It's vital. It's vital to our life, which is why the nurse in me knows that our skin and our hair and our nails and all of that regenerates, rebuilds itself back up with what we're putting into our body. So when we eat good food and we drink things that are good for us and we sleep and we rest and we've got all those puzzle pieces of health fitting together the way that it should, then we regenerate faster. Then we regenerate better. We look better. We feel better because all of those parts are in the proper order and we're making good choices. The same thing happens for your business when you've got all the right parts ticking along month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year. And that's what I want you to think about and take kind of stock and take an inventory of your brand and your business as we're going through this podcast together. Now, recently, I've undertaken a huge project of rebranding myself, redoing my website, scrapping it and start from scratch. And I get a lot of compliments on my current website. I love my current website. It's beautifully designed. It has everything that I could ever want on it. It's a content management system, meaning that I can go in, I can change it, I can change images, I can change programs, I can blog. It houses my podcast and my blog and my social channels, and everything is on there. It's an amazing website. It's quick, it's responsive, it's on a safe and secure network. I can go on forever about how awesome the website is. But as I've changed from last year to this year, as there's been regrowth and renewal in me getting more clarity about who I am, how I want to serve, the programs and products and services I want to deliver, the people that I'm speaking to, as I've grown and evolved over the last year, I realized that my website had to do the exact same. And there's three things I want to talk to you about when it comes to regrowth and renewal. And really, why do we do it? What's the end goal? We want more sales. We want more customers. We don't want to be stagnant. We don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We don't want to be worrying where the next customer or lead or sale is going to come from. We want a constant flow of that. So number one, you have to do an inventory and look at who is your audience. Now, we build avatars. That's one of the very first things that we teach in business. You've probably heard it before. I know it's not new information. You have to know who you're talking to. Who are you writing your copy and your content for? Who is reading and who is it hitting home with that social media post? Who are you talking to? Because when you look back at your data, a lot of times you realize that maybe who you're talking to isn't who is actually digesting and looking at your content. And I know that happened with me. Once I started teaching more business and less health, I started attracting more men into my brand. And I always thought that I was coaching moms with a side hustle, moms that still work full time, moms with a bunch of kids and they've got a husband or a spouse or a partner, and they're just juggling 100 balls. And I always thought that was my target market. Now, when I look back from webinars and lookalike audiences and things on social media, I realize that it's probably about a 70-30 split. And certain sales and business topics that I teach on, pardon me, attract more men than they do women. And recently, more men have been buying than women. So that was a big light bulb moment that went off for me with this rebrand, that my content and my copy shouldn't all be focused on the mompreneur. So who I'm talking to has changed. Now, one of two things can happen there. You can choose to renew and evolve and grow or you can change your copy and your content if you feel like it's not hitting the right people. So for me, I was never tied to the audience that it has to be mompreneurs and it has to be moms, 30s to 50s. I go where the data tells me to go. And the data is telling me with that 70-30 kind of split that I shouldn't go all men or all women, still a large women focus. But some of the topics, when I speak about scenarios, it needs to be both appealing to men in business and women in business. So go where the data tells you. And the only way that you know how to go where the data tells you is you need to start putting content out there. So yes, you need to start blogging. You need to start putting out social media posts. You need to do webinars. You need to put out your lead magnets. You don't need to do all of those, but you need to do something. You need to be putting out some videos on YouTube. You choose the method that resonates most with you, but put something out there so you can get some data. Number 2, with a rebrand, regrowth, renew, what's the data telling you? What should you be doing? Thinking about, is your content adaptable? Now I'm talking your low level part of your value ladder. So not necessarily your high level coaching, your one-to-one coaching, the things that people are paying top dollar for you with. That will probably be very specialized, especially if it's one-to-one coaching. You're working specifically with that entrepreneur, that brand, that person, or however you're helping them, whether it's in their life or their business. You're working very specifically with that person. I'm talking your low level stuff. So after you've put out that free information, your low level stuff. So your easily digestible mini courses and books and ebooks and those sorts of things, webinar series, masterclass series, are they easily adaptable and will they grow and change with you? So the very first part of my funnel is time management. I know it's sexy and lots of people don't want to talk about time management, but let's face it, you're not going to be successful in your life and in your business if you're not being productive, if you're not being effective, if you're not working on the needle moving things and delegating all the other stuff. If you're not, you should be doing only what you and only you can do in your business. All the rest of the stuff is delegatable, right? So looking at your content, is it adaptable? Time management can serve the mom in business, the corporate mom, the business woman, even if it's not a mom, the dad, the man in business, the person who's retired, right? It can serve anyone. It's easily adaptable and it's a concept so that when I'm asked to speak to a specific niche person, then I can adapt the critical steps and the scenarios, or if I'm giving a masterclass to a certain niche, I can adapt it to that specific avatar, to that specific person. Because sometimes when you build something that's so niche, unless it's a hit, it might not withstand the longevity with you, if that makes sense, right? So I'm not saying make everything so broad that you reach no one, but I'm talking about your low-level barrier stuff. What's one of those first problems that many people encounter when they're starting that value ladder with you? So for me, I found this time management. That's the number one thing. What's that going to be for you? Is it something they don't know? Is it something they need to change? Think about that. For me, I did a lot of health coaching. That's another reason why I felt the need to rebrand, was a lot of my beginning funnel pieces or my beginning low barrier stuff was based around health. And I really found my voice and found myself in coaching business. So I found that the low level time management stuff could still carry over, but my other health stuff, I had to scrap it. And that's not to say scrap it forever, but it's kind of archived and tucked away that if it ever can be a bonus, or if I ever am asked to speak at a health and fitness conference and there's something there that I can, give and serve, that I still have it, but it's not front and center. Because when we're talking about regenerating sales and renewal and growth, I think you have to think about, what do you really want to be doing? I got to that point where I didn't want to coach health and fitness anymore. I didn't feel like I was serving the industry with the best of my ability and the best of my talents when I was going health and fitness. And a mentor of mine was saying, you have to kill plan B. You have to kill your darlings if you want to renew and regenerate sales and grow. And health coaching was a darling for me. I kept doing it because it's what people kept asking of me. And it was easy to put out posts about that. And being part of network marketing, stuff was already built for me. I just had to advertise it and market it. So it was an easier sell. It was an easier way to serve people, but it didn't make me happy. And it had a time limit on it. And I didn't feel like that was working towards the true talent and gift that I have to be able to serve and help people. So I want you to think about, yes, you may be making money, but are you serving people the way that you want to? With the health coaching, I had to run a lot of online groups and challenge groups and accountability groups, which are great, but they go on and on and on forever. And they're on social media, so they're 24/7. So speaking of time management, unless you have strict blocks of time around that, that could take over your entire life. You could be coaching people 24/7 and making peanuts. So you think you're making money, but you're not really generating the long-term income that you want. So I really want you to think about, is your content adaptable? And is your content what you want to be coaching, what you want to be doing? Because you may have to kill a darling here or there in order to build what you really want to be doing. But then the long-term play is going to pay off in the end. So you got to play the long game. So by choosing not to do any more health coaching, there could be a potential loss of income there for me because I'm not going to offer that anymore. But now I have time to focus on my business coaching, on my speaking, on the things that I really want to be doing. So long term, that's going to pay off. It's already paying off the way that I want it to, with the income and the opportunities and the growth that's already happening for me. Because what was happening is there was market confusion when I was trying to be a health and business coach. Yes, they cross over, but one day I was coaching health, one day I was coaching business, and I think people didn't really understand which one I was the master of. So other people may not agree with me on this, but pick one and become the master of it. And then your low-level programs, make sure they're adaptable around that first snag that your people get stuck on when it comes to whatever you're going to help them master. And then number 3 in regrowth and regeneration, is it time for a rebrand? Are you now coaching something different? Are you offering something different? Did you figure out something in your course of coaching that made you go down that path? And again, you don't know until you put something out there. So for me, I have what was called the Love and Legacy Mastermind. And that was a high-level program after people had gone through my health funnel. They've mastered their time. They've mastered their health. They've mastered their fitness. They've mastered their nutrition. Now what? And it went through all the areas of their life, their home, their relationships, their health, their business, their family, their contribution. And that month that I coached business, that was where more people wanted that from me. And that was where I'm getting excited even as I'm thinking about it. That was where the big change happened for me, where I was like, ooh, I like this. I'm good at this. People want this. I like coaching this. This fires me up. I love seeing people start their at-home businesses and get going with their courses and their books and their products and their programs. And I love their brand and their logo and their website. And I love it. And that's what sparked in me that why don't I just do business? I've had success with it, and now I can teach others about it. So it wasn't until I put out that first group coaching program with that element in it that I was able to see that was the piece that I really wanted to go down. And I think a mistake there that I made was trying to give everybody everything but the kitchen sink, right? So maybe you're doing that too in your courses and products and programs. You're trying to teach everyone everything that you know, and then they never get to the end. So it was a 6-month, it's the first time I ever launched it. It was a 6-month, it's now a year-long program. And we don't focus on all 6 of those areas. We focus on 2. And it was just too much. People couldn't master their health in 1 month. They couldn't master a relationship in 1 month. They couldn't master their business in 1 month. But I just wanted to serve and give. I had all these amazing changes in my own life. It was like the newbie, naive coach. I just wanted to help everybody with everything. And I was so overzealous that people didn't actually finish. So you want to make sure people are finishing and digesting and having success with your products and programs. Small wins along the way is what keeps them coming back. And that's what keeps that renewal and regeneration of sales, because, okay, boom, when I think about that, you helped me master my time management. Sweet, now what? Now you've helped me put fitness back in my life and master my morning routine. Great, now what? Now we're going to tackle your nutrition. Awesome. I've got time management. I've got my fitness back in my life. I've got nutrition now mastered. Now let's go to relationships. Or now, where are we going next? That was where I made the mistake, where I went like, boom, every other aspect and area of your life, which is too much. So what is that? So my business funnel looks like your time management first. Then you're looking at creating your first product, content, like whatever that is, right? That first initial part of that low level stuff. What are your freebies? What are your lead magnets? What's your continuity program? What's your low level stuff? How you hitting people with information, right? Then we're getting into that one-to-one coaching, deep dive stuff, group coaching as you build your brand. Then we get into lead generation and Facebook ads and all that sort of stuff. So if I were to be naive to try to think, well, I'm going to teach you your branding, your marketing, your courses, your Facebook ads, people are going to be like, right? Like mind blown all at once, but they're not going to be able to finish it. So it has to be easily digestible, piece by piece by piece by piece. That's going to regenerate sales, because you're creating win, 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 win along the way. And it's kind of that start point and that end point. So they know, they can see the building blocks of learning. It's like school, when we go from grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on and on. You see that building block of learning. It's like in school, when I think about nursing school that I was in, I didn't jump right into clinicals and have my hands all over patients as a nurse. My first year, I had to learn the basic building blocks of it before I was ready to go and implement. So the way to regenerate sales is to make sure that you're creating small wins for people and small little bites for people. And does that need to be a rebrand for you once you start going through it? Like I said, for me, I'm not coaching health anymore. I'm coaching all business now. So that's why my website is undertaking a pretty significant rebrand, and that there's not going to be any mention of health on my current site. Yeah, I'll probably still blog a little bit about it, and there may be some podcast stuff that I weave it in there, because I believe that health is necessary. Good quality health is necessary to succeed as an entrepreneur. So it's not to say that if you move past something, you're going to completely ditch it and never speak about it again. It's just not going to be the front runner of what you are known for. So that's where that rebrand is happening for me. So number 1, who are you talking to? Number 2, are your low-level products easily adaptable? Number 3, are you creating small wins for people? Do you need to rebrand because you've now found your message, your avatar? Are you putting stuff out there so you can get that data? Let the data tell you what to do before you think that you know what it is that you need to do. And are you constantly putting out good quality stuff, good quality content that hits home with people? That's how you're going to renew and you're going to regenerate sales in your business. Those are all the pieces of the puzzle, right? How do we get that sale? It's the right person with the right product and the right price at the right time, right? That's that perfect storm that happens that you have no control over. The only thing you can control is the way that what you're putting out, the way you're putting it out, how often you're asking for the sale, how often you're offering that, and how often you're showing up in your business, right? It's a mentor of mine said, you want to be the hunted, not the hunter. Meaning that you're doing your thing, you're putting out good stuff, and people find you, and the sales find you. So that's the way I want you to start thinking about renewal, regeneration, regrowth, and recurrent sales in your business. If you need help, my website, it's still there. It's going to be a rebrand. You're going to see all new coming soon. I'm so excited about that. But www.lisapezik.com, we've got coaching calls on there. 5 calls for the price of 4. Always our promo special for this fall. Fall is a time of beauty and color. And we talk about regrowth and regeneration as the leaves change color. And we want to help you get more color back in your business. We want to help you narrow in on those exact things that I talked about. Who are you talking to? Who's your avatar? What have you put out? Is your content adaptable? Do you need a rebrand? And what are you going to launch so that you can get something out there to get that data? And that's what we're going to help you do from start to finish in those 5 calls, that you can launch something, put something out there and get some data so we know where to tweak and where to test. So if you'd like to sign up for that promo special, you get an extra call in there. It's under the Freedom Life Coaching Call. We would love to have you. Hubby and I coach together, which is awesome. He's an amazing guy. Focuses more on the digital side, lead generation, that sort of stuff. I'm copy content, and you get 2 for the price of 1. And it's like a one-stop shop. So you don't got to go anywhere else. Right? We walk the walk, we talk the talk, and we'll help you be successful. So if we can serve you, head to lisapezik.com, Freedom Life Coaching Call, and I'll see you again next time on the Lisa Pezik Show.